Okay, we just completed this getting help part. Getting help. What else is functions, indentations, and counting? No, I didn't type in everything. We're trying to get your feet wet by getting you to type stuff in and also read through this stuff over here. So I typed in some of this stuff, by the way, not everything. I talked about lining things up, blah, blah, blah. And we took an example. We kind of got the counting down, how to wrap lines, how to format. We did not type everything in, but you'd expect it to do that. And now what are we going to do? We're going to do the next topic, which is going to be basic algebra and calculus. Right, click on this. And let me just talk about this over here. And the first thing I notice is they're defining a variable. All right, again, I'm not going to type in everything. I'm going to do u is a variable. That goes in single quotes now. And I'm going to say differentiate, D-I-F-F. I want to do sine of u with respect to u. Now, certainly you know the derivative if you've taken calculus. Yep, did okay. Let's go for solving equations. X is a variable. By the way, in Sage, X is already a variable, but it's a good idea to define your variables even if it's already defined. And then I'm going to say solve. And I want to solve a quadratic equation. I'm expecting to see 2 roots, by the way. 3, yep, you got to put the star in, plus 2, and we want to solve. You know what? I'm going to put a double equal sign down because I'm going to solve it, and I want to explicitly state we're looking for the roots of it. And I think it's really polite to let people know we're looking for the roots of it, not just assuming we're looking for the roots, what they're doing here in their code. All right? So what do I get? I hit the return button, and it says -2 or -1. All right? It's a listing. That's a list of numbers. All right? So let's take a look at another one. And again, I want to point out you could copy paste. I'll do that for you. I could copy paste this. I'll talk about the code in a second. And this wants me to solve an equation. And that equation is an equation that has, parameters in B and C. All right, X is the variable. How do I know that? They're going to solve for the variable X. All right. Again, it might look a little strange to you. It's basically the quadratic formula with the understanding that A is equal to 1 in this case. All right. So it's not bad. Again, you can read through that. Here they're giving a listing of equations. What is, again, a system of two equations with 2 unknowns, and they solve for X and Y. Right. I'm gonna type this one because I like to type things a little bit different than they're doing it. Let me clear. That's the variables, X and Y. And I'm going to type this in here. I'm going to copy, paste, hit return. And I'm going to hit the up arrow now. When I do that, I want to claim it gives me the prior typed in command. What I'm going to do is say, I want the ordered pair X comma Y. All right, it's a little bit different now, right? So I hope you realize the answer is the same though, right? You see that? X, Y. All right. I like to say we're looking for an ordered pair of things. That's all. All right. Not much different, but you see some variance in the way to do things. Another system of equations. Here's another. Oh boy, they got something over here, something unusual over here. I type those things in over there. Yeah, not a bad idea to look through that and read it. Solve equation numerically. It's interesting because if you look at this one over here, they have a variable called theta. All right. Yep, it can have multiple letters in it, but still a single variable, by the way. So forth and so on. Let's see what they got over here. Yeah, they're using different commands over here. Find root. Yeah, I want to read about that. Differentiation, integration. We already did an example of differentiation before. Differentiation should be pretty clear at this point. Partial derivatives. That's something you're going to study in Calculus 3, partial derivatives. And again, they're using this dot notation, which is common in Sage. Integrations, that's an integral. Again, we recommend you read through that. If you're taking differential equations, you can read through that as well. Not a bad idea to do that. more involved example. And again, my suggestion is that they're good tutorials. Read through them. A Laplace transform here. You get the idea. There's a lot of stuff down there. Euler's method. Again, if you're taking differential equations, you've certainly heard about Euler's method. Very tedious, by the way, but using a machine's not so bad. But again, they go through, it's a pretty good write-up. It's a pretty good write-up to do that. Special functions, vector calculus, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for paying attention now.